Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. My name is Heatherina, and I am here talking about my life. This particular series, I am talking about living with two kids who killed or could potentially kill. So, some of the things I always remind you guys about is to please be nice in the comments. So far, you guys have been so great with support. But yeah, so I usually sit here and do my makeup or do something else because I cannot just sit and talk into a camera. So if you are wondering, that is what I do. So I haven't fully did my face routine this morning, so I'm going to do that before I start doing my makeup. Just going to finish getting ready for the day. I wash my face every morning and every night. And I haven't put lotion on. I haven't gua sha'd anything. So today I wanted to focus on some of the things that everybody is asking questions about. And one of the things that keeps coming up is the obsession that family has with my youngest child. So my youngest child's name is Lyric. She is now 6 years old. She's a great little girl, bubbly, loving, affectionate, just a really good kid. There's a huge obsession with my stepkids and that side of the family. So I'm trying to think like where to begin, because I know that it's just being asked a lot because it seems that it's coming out a lot in the videos. So as most of you know, I did not carry Miss Lyric. I got raped really bad when I was 15. And I did have a baby from it, and it did cause some damage that gives, I guess, like unexplained infertility, because they haven't really quite figured out like why I can get pregnant sometimes and sometimes I cannot, but I can never seem to carry for very long. I can get pregnant, but when it comes, I get to about 4 or 5 months and things just don't go good. They did find out a couple years ago that I do have a deviation in my uterus. I have like a T-shaped uterus or some shit. So anyways, I have a lot of struggles. Obviously, I've given birth. I mean, but besides that, so I decided, me and my husband had decided that we wanted a kid together. And here comes little Miss Lyric. And when the pregnancy was going on, I kept it quiet for a little while because, you know, things happen where, you know, people miscarry and stuff. And I didn't want, like, everybody expecting this baby to come. And then that's what was happening in the past. It's like I felt like everybody thought I was making things up because I would get pregnant and then I would lose the baby. And that happened, you know, a few times. And I kind of always felt like people didn't think I was pregnant. And so I just hid it. I hid it in the beginning, which is really hard to do. But just in the early beginning, until we had our first ultrasound, or one of the first ultrasounds. After we had the first ultrasound, I told a few people, but until we had the gender reveal, nobody really knew. Well, anyways, I had put Lyric's ultrasound picture obviously on my social media. And this is why if you ever find my social media, it's literally just filled with me for the most part and not my kids, because of some of the stuff I'm fixing on telling you. So I put the ultrasound picture up on social media, and her first ultrasound picture, she looked like a heart. It was like just perfect. And BioMom's sister, you know, the one that tells me everything, or one of the ones that tells me everything, she legitly typed the picture on social media and made it her cover picture on Facebook, where she decided that she felt it was a good idea as a grown adult to cut down my baby, say bad things about her, say bad things about me. She had people writing on this post. We were so excited about Lyric, and that, whoops, I'm knocking stuff over. That was like very childish, you know, to like go in and attack a small innocent baby, and then me when you don't even know like what's going on. People have a hard time, and I'm sure there's a lot of you mommies out there that will relate to this. So when you have troubles getting pregnant and you decide to go other routes, so say surrogacy, IVF, adoption, you get a lot of people who don't believe in that. They don't believe in it, or they have something to say, or they will tell you things like, if God wanted you to have kids, he would have blessed you with kids. In my mind, I'm like, if God really thought that way and shoveled out the kids that way, he would not give bad parents kids. But you get a lot of people who don't think that there is any other way than going to the bar, having sex, and getting pregnant. They literally think that anything outside of being able to get pregnant yourself doesn't exist. So then their hunt was on to find pictures of me with a pregnancy belly. Never hid the fact that I was not carrying Lyric. But honestly, it was none of their dang business. I mean, that's just the way I was. It's like, this is really none of your business. You are my husband's ex and their family. Why do you care so much about my life? But needless to say, they stole Lyric's ultrasound picture and put it up on social media, making fun of things, calling it lies, whatever. That went on for a little bit. I was literally, people on the comments was saying that I was mentally ill and I had issues, and people who didn't even know me were saying this about me. I mean, it was like, you don't even freaking know me. Like, how do you know who I am? Or you're just believing somebody because they said it. You don't know. Well, then when we had the gender reveal, I put up, we had went and got a actual special, one of those special ultrasounds that you pay extra money from an outside facility, and they put music to it, and they do a little more in-depth, you know, watch the baby a little bit longer. Anyways, we went and got one of those done, and I posted it on social media for my friends and family to see. And wow, that little ultrasound picture, because it had my name at the top of it, you know, dated, the whole biz. You know how it goes. People who have kids, y'all know how it goes. Well, anyways, that picture they posted just up and disappeared along with the conversation. So then their obsession was just like, oh, it's somebody else's baby. So they were going on this witch hunt to find out whose baby it was, and then it went into she's stealing somebody's baby. I mean, they watch way too many Lifetime series, like way too many. It just became a witch hunt. My husband's ex and his family went on a witch hunt. And they were bound and determined to find out who was and what was going on, like they thought it was their business or something. Well then, my stepkids were still going on visits at this time with their bio mom. And they came home one time from visits, and my stepdaughter was like, my mom's pregnant. She's having twins. I thought to myself, well, that's interesting, since she had her uterus taken out quite many years ago. Oh, my back hurts today. But yeah, that was the new thing, was she was having twins, and she said they were at the lake when this had happened, I guess, because that's what my stepdaughter told me. And she said the little picture thing looks just like Lyric's little picture thing. Well, then I find out that she had taken my ultrasound picture and she had printed it off, cut it out, and was showing the kids this picture and telling them she was having a baby, which was my baby. Thought that was very interesting. Their obsession throughout the whole entire pregnancy was pretty insane. At this time, me and my mom did not have a relationship. We didn't start having a relationship again until about 20 weeks. Ah, it's hot in here today. So my mom was in on some of the discussions that were going on. And yeah, that was a little heartbreaking, to say the least. Not a proud moment in our family, but nonetheless a moment. As it came closer to time of Lyric being born, they got worse. You see, they got worse. They're hypocrites. I can't even talk today, I'm telling you. Their judgments, their bullshit. They're attacking me. They're constantly putting things on social media. Me feeling like I had to defend myself. Which is the stupidest thing I ever did. So then it's time for Miss Lyric to be born. She was planned. Her labor was planned so that my husband could be home and enjoy. He was very excited about having a new baby, and so I think we did a week sooner than her due date. It's about a week. And beautiful Miss Lyric came into this world. And we were quiet about it. We asked for no visitors. Mostly for the protection of the lady who was carrying our baby. She, you know, she wanted to be anonymous, and which was perfectly fine with us. I mean, she was giving us the biggest damn gift in the world, you know. We gonna say no? No way. So anyways, we didn't want visitors. We did it mostly because of that. I don't like that brush. Feels weird. I washed all my brushes and some of them feel really weird. She came into this world. after we had enjoyed her for a little while, the hospital we were in does not, still this day, does not have the best cell service to make calls or anything, and everybody is like waiting for her to come into this world. So I had her from the time she was born up until this point. I had been holding her and hogging her, of course. Anyways, it was my husband's turn. He was going to do skin to skin. The nurses had set him up, so I decided while he was doing his time with her, I would go outside and I would make phone calls and stuff to, you know, my mom, his parents who had my other kids, a couple friends, and I was going to post a few pictures on social media letting people know, hello, she's here, because, you know, we were stupid happy. So let me explain before I go on. In this hospital, when you walk down the hall, you know, you can go on the elevator to a different floor. You can go down this to the left. There's a bunch of rooms and stuff. But maternity, when you take a right, there is like a janitor closet, and like maybe somebody's office or something, and like maybe where somebody goes to like get oxygen and shit. And then at the end of the hall, which is a very long walk, that is labor and delivery. Okay, so there's no hospital rooms. There is nothing that anybody would need down that hallway unless you're giving birth. That's it. So there's cameras outside, so like you have to push a button. You have to stand outside the door, you have to push a button, and there's a camera, and they ask you who you're seeing, you know. They check the list to see if they're taking visitors before they buzz you in. Well, I go outside the door. I go walking out the door. And who is standing there? Bio mom and her mom. Yeah. So, I just like, I guess it took me in such a shock that I literally just kept walking and headed outside. And I get outside, and I'm kind of just like, what do I do? So I go back inside, and I asked to talk to a security officer. And they go and get a security officer, and I explain to them what I just kind of explained to you. And so they're going to go and find out why they are there. Like, why are you by the maternity? I mean, if you're somewhere else in the hospital, like, okay. If you were in, like, the emergency room or visiting somebody or whatever, but why would you need to be in labor delivery? And that's what this officer or the security guard or whatever he was going to find out. So he goes down there, he comes back, and he says, you know, they stated that Bio mom's grandma was in there. And he, you know, and they got lost. And they were just looking for where she was. He told me he had looked and they had been there before to her room. So he knew it was a bullcrap lie. He explained to them that they had no business being by labor and delivery unless they knew somebody who was in there and they were on the visiting list. And if they were not, they needed to stay away from labor and delivery. So I went outside, finished what I was going to do, went inside, told my husband, who was like, of course, you know, of course they're here. Of course. But I had a full-blown freaking panic attack. Like, why would she need to why is she here? Why does she need to be here? Like, I want to make sure my kid is protected. Like, I just had a full-blown meltdown, to say the least. So the nurse, who was, we had very, very awesome nurses, honestly. She grabs Lyric and she goes towards the door, and the alarm goes off, and she explains to me that Lyric has on this bracelet that if they get near the door, that the alarm would go off, and that my baby is safe. And because she's in my room majority of the time, that she's safe, and that, you know, I could calm down and everything was going to be okay. I did not feel okay, but I was pretty scared, to say the least. Okay, camera. I haven't figured out yet. I have so many problems with my stupid camera, and I've went through the settings, guys, and it still does it. I don't even know why, but it just like wants to shut off. Well, I was legitly paranoid. It's probably the best word I can give you. I was paranoid. I'm like, this psychotic person is literally up here and has no business. See, this brush is still wet. Has no business being up here. And here she is, and all this stuff had happened with taking the ultrasound picture and stuff. So I was a little bit freaked out, to say the least. And the fact that, like, she just lied about it. Like, I live in a small town, and the town next to us is even smaller, and that's where the hospital was. And we're talking small, guys. Like, a lot of Wyoming towns are not very big, and that includes mine. So when you go to the hospital, which she goes to the hospital all the time, like all the time. She's one of those pain pill seekers. In fact, she has a pain for, well, I don't know this for a fact. This is what her sister told me, is that she has a pain med contract. So it's, who knows what's the freaking truth half the time. But yeah, she seeks out. I know that she's a painkiller seeker because she stole all my pain meds. She stole all of my best friend's pain meds. She stole all of her sister's pain meds. These are things that I do know. It's common. So she knows what this hospital setup looks like. I mean, there is no like, oh, I didn't know where something was when you live at the damn hospital, you know? So I knew it was like a bunch of freaking bullshit and lies. But nonetheless, somebody knew about it that could keep my baby safe. Because that's all I was concerned with. I don't give a crap if she's at the hospital. I just don't want her around my kid. So we didn't have any more issues with that. But then it was like, it was so many things, guys. It was like the witch hunt of, well, can we find out who carried the baby for her? I mean, dude, if they spent as much energy on themselves as they did me, could you imagine the life they could have lived? They spent so much energy on me. And like weird things would go on, guys. Like, she would buy my baby stuffed animals and stuff. And I thought that was really weird. Like, I couldn't find the kindness in it. And maybe I should have found the kindness in it, but I couldn't. because it was just so freaking weird to me. Like, you are my, well, he's my ex now, but you are my husband's ex. Why would you do this? Like, we're not close. We don't have a relationship. I know there's normal people in the world who do. We aren't one of them. So things were always really weird, but things like weird stuff like that happened all the time. Like, I can remember one time, so I told you that my stepson would claim he wanted to do all of these sports, right? So we would pay all of this money, get all the equipment, and put him in all of these sports. And then he wouldn't participate in the sports. Hold that thought. I forgot to wet my makeup sponge. Who am I? Well, anyways, he would want to do all of these sports. We would sign him up for these sports. He wouldn't do the sports. We would waste all this money. Constantly. It seemed like that went on constantly. So he decides that he wants to do, oh, I put a, look at all that. He decided that he wanted to do football. Okay. My room obviously got hot, and my primer is like bloop. Anyways, he decides he wants to do football. And he's a little guy, guys. He's little. He thought running at baseball was hard. And all we can think in our head is, this is just another, I'm bored, let's do this. Or, this person is doing this, so I want to do this too. Like, trying to follow somebody. So we told him, you want to do football? Then your mom needs to pay for half of it. Because, you know, you guys had this kid 50-50. And I'm not part of that 50, remember? You're supposedly part of that 50. So, we told him, like, if you want to do sports, we told her the same thing. You want to do sports? Your mom needs to pay for half of it. So he goes on the next visit and he talks to her and he tells her he wants to do football. And Dad said, if I want to do football, that you have to pay for half of it. You know, like for uniform, for fees, the whole biz. You need to pay half. Thinking that she's going to have some sort of discussion with my husband of, like, I don't know, simple things like, hey, how much is the uniforms and the fees and stuff, and then here's my half, you know. No, that is not what she does. So she goes down and they go garage selling, and she finds a pair of dress up football pants, and she buys them for her son, and she tells him, okay, I paid my half, here's the uniform. And he comes home with these, I can't even remember, like, the pretend dress up team that they had on there. It was like on the side, like, it was just like this emblem on there. So anyways, he comes home and he's like, here, my mom paid for half. She got the uniform pants. And I'm like, no. Like, you have to wear the uniform for your team. Like, you can't just wear random stuff. You have to wear, like, your team's uniform. I mean, I don't know where you guys are from, but here, our teams wear uniforms. And paying for, I mean, even let's just pretend for a second that she paid for the pants of the uniform. That's not half, you know, of this. Well, that was her way of being like, manipulating her kids into like, I paid for half and look at your big mean dad and stepmom who still won't do their part. That was like her way of like always manipulating the situation. And that's exactly what happened. So he comes home with these pants. Here I have pants. Now it's your turn to pay for half. I can do football. And his dad informs him that that's not half and that's not what we talked about, that he would talk to his mom, period. Like, that's just the way it's going. So my husband talks to mom and she's like, well, I just can't afford that. I just can't afford that. And he's like, that's fine. But that's what you need to tell him, is that you can't afford it, not that here, this is your half. And she was like, well, those pants would work just fine. And so we have to explain to her, grown-ass adult, that that's not going to work. But, so we have to be the bad guy to be like, you know, this and this and this. And she says she can't afford it. No, that's not what she told us. And it would always be because she didn't have enough kahunas underneath her to tell her kids the truth ever. It became always us being the bad guy. Like, I'm sorry you still can't do it, because we knew how it was going to turn out. And I'm pretty sure Biomom knew that too. That's why she didn't want to pay, because she knew she'd be wasting her money. We don't fault her for that. We fault her for the fact that she wasn't just like, no, you're not going to finish this, so I'm not going to waste my money. That could have been one answer. Or, I don't have the money, I can't afford this. Anything is better than the lies that get told. That was ridiculous. Look at that setting powder. This brush, obviously, it's a different one than I'm used to using, and it picks up a lot more than what I expected. Ugh. But it was always just like, how can I make them look horrible and me look like the victim? And I've always told all of them that they should literally carry around a little piece of chalk and lay on the ground and outline themselves, because they are the biggest victims I have ever met. So, like, I went through, as you guys know, some pretty horrendous things. And here soon I'm going to be starting my series on the other things that I've been through. Because, you know, I'm the shitty man picker. I feel that those things are strength that's put me to where I am now. They feel, well, I don't know how they feel. I'm not going to speak like I know how they feel. They interpretate. We're not talking today anymore. When something hard happens, it's perceived that when something hard happens, it's like cockroach, where they lay on their back and put their feet up. It's like cockroach mode. Oh, I'm a victim, I need Social Security. Oh, I'm a victim, I need food stamps. Oh, I'm a victim, somebody raped me. You know, it's always victim mentality, and a lot of the things are made up so that they can get people to buy things for them, do things for them, feel sorry for them. And I don't think at this point, and I'm only speaking on the fact that I was one of those people they manipulated. I'm speaking on that part. And my best friend went through it as well. She had went through being victimized by them as well. I don't have, like, for instance, there was a time that my best friend went through. It was Relay for Life. And they told her to go get hamburgers and french fries and stuff. And they would pay her back. This is, when I say they, I'm talking about Biomom, Biomom's mom, Biomom's aunt, Biomom's sister. So they tell my best friend, who was my best friend at the time, to go to McDonald's and pick up hamburgers and like a bunch. We're talking like a lot, like 30 hamburgers, like 30 French fries and stuff, and then they would all pay her back when she got back. So my friend goes and she buys all of these hamburgers and stuff, and she comes back. Well, we don't have any money. We don't have any money. So she got stuck, guys. She literally was helping out at Relay for Life, helping out a family member of theirs that had cancer. And she literally got screwed out of all of that money. And everybody walked up and grabbed their hamburger and fries and ate it. And not one of them gave a crap that they screwed her over. Not only that, they decided, my friend and Biomom decided that they were going to walk all night long. So they were going to take turns sleeping in the car. While Biomom slept in the car, she decided that she was going to steal all of my friend's pain meds out of the glove box. So my friend put them in there because obviously they're going to be walking and stuff like that. And my friend, she was prescribed these just in case she needed them. She usually did not need them. She brought them because she was going to be walking. And maybe she would need them, you know, so she brought them. And Biomom decided that she needed them more and took all of them pretty much. Then lied about it. And that's just the stuff that happens with that family on a constant. My husband used to tell me that, you know, they would have him constantly helping out Biomom's aunt on garage sales and her mom. And they would pretty much make him carry everything out, set it all up, and put it all away. He got stuck all the time doing everything while they slept in, while they did whatever it is they wanted to do. They're quite, in my experience of how they treated me and the people very close to me, they were quite users. I know my mom, when me and her weren't talking and that whole biz was going on, she had bought the kids, the stepkids, I think it was Easter baskets. Because Biomom had said that she couldn't afford to buy them Easter baskets. So, you know, my mom felt sorry and bought Easter baskets for them. When it wasn't even the case, guys. My mom said that she's seen later on social media where Biomom had posted that, you know, she had bought all these Easter baskets and stuff. And all this, like my kids opening all their Easter stuff, I bought them. And it was stuff that she had bought. But she had lied to my mom and made her believe that she couldn't afford it, so my mom bought it for her. And that's the stuff we always had to deal with. Now, on the whole obsession with my youngest daughter, this ran down to my stepkids too. They were obsessed with her. You know, I think it's because she was so young and she didn't know about how evil they were. So she's just loving, you know, and caring. And so she loved them unconditionally, not knowing all the bad things that they did to her or did to our family. And so I feel like a lot of times, like when my stepdaughter got put into custody, she was demanding constantly to have visitation with my daughter. And the CPS worker, guardian ad litem, everybody involved was like, that's not a good idea. She should not. And I agree, it was not a good idea as well. Like, you know, we did it one time. It didn't go that great. In my opinion. In their opinion, it did. In my opinion, it did not. Because my daughter came out thinking that her dad was a bad person when that isn't something that young kids should even be talking about, or even, you know, be told, like, come on, people, grow up. Like, you want to destroy your own life and you want to have your own opinions about your own made up world, don't drag a baby into it. You know, like, she doesn't know, and her dad is one of her favorite people. And will probably always be one of her favorite people, and nothing that they say is ever going to change that. You know, my daughter, Lyric, does not ask about my stepkids. And one day when I was uploading my video, and when my video is done uploading, guys, I don't know if you knew this or not, if you upload videos or not, but when it is done, it automatically plays. Well, usually I have like my screen down and the sound off. Well, that day, obviously, I was in a rush for whatever reason, trying to get it up. I know I had dealt with it not being as easy as it normally was to upload, because I had did a clip in there with it, so I was struggling. So I'm sure I forgot everything. But she was sitting back there and she heard my stepson's voice, and she says to me, I've come walking back there and I heard it, and so I shut it off, and she's like, he's not a good person. She just says it nonchalantly, like, he's not a good person. I said, oh yeah? Why? She's like, all he does is cry all the time and scream all the time, and it hurts my ears. And she says to me, I don't like him. I said, you don't like him? She's like, no, I don't like him. He scares me. And that was probably the first time I had heard Lyric legitly, because when we got them out, we did not and do not talk about them in my house. Healing means they're gone. Mentally, physically, they're gone. We don't talk about them. We don't bring them up. And, I mean, if she would have brought them up and wanted to talk about it, we would have. But she never did. She doesn't have interest in either one of them. And she literally just goes on with life and knows that she has 3 sisters, and that's it. 3 sisters, you know, a niece and nephew, and life is grand. And that's the way, you know, her dad wants it. And that is the way that I want it. They think later on in life that she's going to come talk to them or want something to do with them. But when she becomes old enough, you know, to have discussions with her about stuff, which that will be quite a while away, she will be told about everything that happened, and she will be warned that it's best that she stays away from them and that family. I'm sure that it's very confusing for her, because she went with these 2 living in our house, and the constant chaos and screaming and disrespect and watching them hurt their mom, their siblings, her house. I'm sure that's all very confusing for such a young child, and I regret ever having any of my kids in this situation. But regardless, I did. I did. I can't dwell on that for the rest of my life. Otherwise, it would drive me nuts. It happened. I wish it didn't. But she will be told so that she is protected. She can protect herself as she gets older. And she kind of already knows stuff, because out of nowhere she will say stuff to me like, you know, my stepdaughter, she'll say her name. She'll say, she's mean to you, Mom. She hurts you. Yeah. Yep, you're right. And she'll say, you know, talk about the boy crying like a little 2-year-old all the time, which he did. You know, just not doing it because anything needed, just doing it to annoy people because he didn't want to go outside and play. You know, and we require our kids to go outside and play. It's mostly so us parents can get a freaking break, you know. And it's good for kids. My kids are homeschooled, so it's good for them to go out and play with the neighbor kids and get socialization. That's a mouthful. But it is good for them to go outside and play with their friends and get socialized and fresh air and serotonin and all that stuff. And a lot of times kids can become so connected that those things, like going outside and play, become things of the past, you know. And I didn't want that for my kids, but he would find that as a punishment, and he would cry for hours and hours and try to annoy everybody so that he would get his way. It was his trait. It was his trait. Look how dirty my glasses are. Lordy, lordy. Well, I am so glad that we're out of this situation. But we are still healing so much. Like, PTSD is very real. I live with that every day. My youngest doesn't have really any issues that have came out yet. My oldest twin was told by both my stepkids that she was fat and ugly every single day, so she's got some confidence issues, which have gotten a lot better since they've been gone. Pretty happy about that. My youngest twin, though, she went through a lot of the worst bullying and abuse. She's happy now, you know, and she's doing good, but we're working on, she's autistic and she has dwarfism as well. She also has degenerate disease, and we're working on some of the behavior patterns that she picked up from my stepkids. We're working on those issues. She hasn't had any huge issues for a while now. I'm hoping that the whole saying of you create a problem within so many days, and then it takes that many days to get rid of it. I'm hoping. My oldest daughter, Nevaeh, is on Presidential Honor Roll. My daughter, Chloe, is on Bronze Honor Roll. And my daughter, Lyric, is on Presidential Honor Roll. So their grades are amazing. Nevaeh is taking college courses right now with high school. I'm pretty proud about that. Miss Lyric has, oh my god, people, stop calling. Unknown name, spammer. She has tested into 1st and 2nd grade in a lot of her stuff. She just had testing done at school, and she tested, oh my god, I'm seriously gonna smack people. They're calling nonstop and it's just like spam. But Miss Lyric is tested into 1st, 2nd grade things, and she is only in first half of kindergarten. So yeah, so this is like everything is improved or maintained good. Like, my daughter Nevaeh has always been an honor roll since kindergarten. My daughter Chloe has always been up and down. She struggles a lot worse. Takes a lot more effort for her. And then Lyric is new to schooling, and so yeah, they're like successful. My daughter Nevaeh just got social media, and the boys from the high school have noticed her quite a bit, and I don't think I really like that. But she's got a lot of people she's making friends, and she's got boys interested, and yeah, it's part of life, right, Mom? I don't know. I'm a mom, so if any of you boys out there are watching, no, just kidding. So yeah, she doesn't really want social media, but she just wanted one platform so she could follow some of her people she liked. Other than that, she doesn't, my daughter Nevaeh doesn't care about all the social media stuff. She doesn't care about hanging out with a bunch of friends. Stupid camera. It's like it's on a timer, but it's not. I checked that and it just shuts off in the middle of recording. Like, anyways, guys, as you see, I'm ready for the day. This is as good as it's gonna get. I will be back. So I am going here soon. I am going to start doing more about my life outside of my stepkids. I don't know when I'm going to start that series, but I'm going to bounce back and forth between Kids That Kill and some of these other stories. And I'm going to start posting videos like twice a week. I know all of you are screaming no, but I think that I want to do like a Monday, a Wednesday, excuse me, and then on Friday doing a live. Let me know your opinions on that. Doing them every day is harder, believe it or not, than to have your information and do one whole video. So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I thought about Monday, we could do Kids That Kill. Wednesday, do some of these pieces. Like, my life, guys, is very interesting, and I suck at picking men. So you'll want to see those series. And then Friday, doing Q&A and answering everybody's questions and talking to people and seeing everybody's beautiful face. So let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on that. Please remember to always put more good into the world than you take out. Be kind to everybody. You don't know what somebody is going through. And do me a favor. Every day, give somebody, one person, you only have to do one person, give somebody a compliment. You can compliment somebody in my comments. You could do complete stranger out in the world. Simple things. Me and my kids do. We see people out in public and we tell them when we like something, like, we really like your hair. Your hair is so pretty. Your outfit today is banging. You know, you look awesome. Or you are so pretty, or whatever. Give a compliment to somebody. Not only does it make them feel amazing the whole entire day, it will make you feel amazing the entire day. I promise you. We in this house are working on our mental health. I got up this morning and I rode like 4 miles on my bike. Not much, but I rode my little bike thingy today. Yeah, get up, make your bed. Me and my boyfriend make our bed every morning together. We brush our teeth together every morning. We wash our face together, you know, get up, do some yoga, do some meditation. Netflix has a really good meditation program. Follow it. It was so easy for me and my daughter to just sit on my bed, close our eyes, and we just followed along with the program, and you can repeat it every day. Meditate, do it in the morning. Do yoga, take a walk today, stretch, do something for yourself today. If you happen to be a mama out there or a daddy who has a child with ODD, RAD personality disorder, I'm here. You're not alone, and I am here for you, and I know how you are feeling, and I know it is so frustrating, and I know you probably paused this video 30,000 times just to get through it. I have been there. You are not alone. Anybody who is going through depression, PTSD, any mental health issues, please know that I am here for you. You take things one day at a time, one task at a time. That's what we do around here. We pick a room, we clean it. I'm getting ready to come out with a new cleaning list for people with like mental health issues that have a hard time keeping up on that. I'm getting ready to develop one for my Etsy store, along with some other things. So if you feel that you need help in those areas, or that you need guidance there, I do have planners and journals and different things on my Etsy page that you can go and find. And if you feel that you just want to eat something sweet, I do have hot chocolate bombs and candy bars and candy slabs and cookies and things on my page, because sometimes you just need to eat. You need to feed the inner person. And so, yeah. And if you don't want to go and get anything, that's fine too. You can search things on Google. You can find things. Just reach out. Remember, if you're struggling, make the police reports. Don't ever stop talking. Get everything out there, and don't ever sit down and shut up. As for now, I have things to do. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.